start this and welcome everybody to the July 13th DBA meeting. I do try to start these on time and a little bit behind schedule, but we have a couple of guests first. So a couple of things. Let me just say, you all know that we record these, we get them posted. We're a little behind in terms of posting them on our website, but the idea is that if you miss something, that you'll be able to go back to these the recording so you can play catch up, so we can keep the momentum going. But we do have today, I'd like to, just because I know schedules are always a little bit harried these days, but Mayor Sullivan is joining us today. I'd like to give you the floor, Mayor, just to give some welcomes, and if there's some things you'd like to chat about, and then stay on as long as you can.
Thank you, Mary. I want to thank all of you for taking time out of your schedule. As you all know, I mean, the downtown of Brockton is truly the catalyst for development. We've seen that. It's continuing to be a reality. And so to be able to share ideas and best practices and think outside the box is going to be really the recipe for success. Had a meeting just yesterday with another potential developer that loves Brockton. Didn't really know the good things of Brockton. Always heard about the bad things of Brockton. So we're telling our own story. Face-to-face meetings is paramount. So I just want to thank Mary who jumped in on this, and she's a great juggler. She's got a lot of balls in the air right now, but we're all in this together. So, you know, as mayor, my role is to make sure that the businesses in the downtown that are here are taken care of and have all the needs addressed that they need, but also try to attract new businesses and other amenities. So, you know, we have a lot of proposed development in the core of the city, which is great. It's great for our tax base. It's great for welcoming new Brocktonians to the city of champions. But we also have to come up with ideas on how to have the different amenities that residential life needs. So again, I want to just thank you all. I hope to see everybody at Prova tomorrow night. And at the end of the day, no idea is a bad idea. So let's roll up the sleeves, think outside the box, and get Brockton to where we all want it to be. So thank you again, Mary.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And we appreciate you coming today. And, you know, so we're at like 24 participants. We've been up as high as 44. I probably received about 15, 16 people that said they couldn't make it today. But that's the part that I think that's been really encouraging. As the agenda talks about that Megan has up here, is that so Prova, as the mayor said, it does start tomorrow, and we will continue to help promote. It's one of the activities that has always been, right? So it's not just only an event that happens, it's also taking a vacant space in the downtown. Oh, I see a few of my friends here in this picture, but it's taking a vacant space. Oh yeah, thank you, Megan, for highlighting myself. But taking a vacant space and knowing what the potential can be, and drawing someone to a space saying, oh, I never thought about putting a building there or an activity or whatever it may be. So that's been the intention of Prova, and the idea that I think that, you know, with the Sycamore Grove and some of the other ideas that are in the urban renewal plan that has been talked about over the last several months. Again, sometimes we have to take the hard stop and say, oh, this is going on in our downtown. So thank you, Mr. Mayor. But Prova, if I can go back just to the agenda, we will continue to send that. We'll also have that on our Facebook page and our website. Steve Damish is here. It was sent in the notice that Brockton Neighborhood Health Center is looking for some assistance in getting some votes. Steve?
Hello there, Mary. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you, Mr. Mayor. Very quickly, I just put this on our Facebook page yesterday. We're part of this interesting People's Choice vote to raise some money for our medical services trailer, which is in the city and in the region, helping people dealing with homelessness and substance use disorders. And then this grant is interesting, going to be given out through a voting process from the National Association of Community Health Centers. So you can vote for us now through the 15th, more than once, and at that link on the screen right there, tinyurl.com, vote BNHC, and that has the information and about the other 6 competitors. The other 5 people up for this are not even from Massachusetts. They're one's from Alaska and one's from California. So we expect easy support from the vaunted DBA to bring us over the top. That's basically it. How's that for under 40 seconds?
we're getting a little feedback, but thank you. That was perfect, Steve. That again is in the package, and we'll also share the Neighborhood Health Center social media page.
That's it
to
right
learn
there.
more
Yep.
about that. So
Perfect. Thank you so much, everybody.
thank you. And next, Brockton Public Library, there's a mosaic memorial to those lost at COVID. There is a flyer that was included. Thank you, Megan, for bringing that up. It is today, this afternoon, and then August 6th. Again, Brockton Public Library has so many activities going on, very many cultural activities, but as well as very much community and young people, and having them be in our downtown is pretty critical. It's an activity, it's connecting, making sure people know about what's going on. So I will be continuing to share these kind of activities. And if you have something, you send it in to me and we'll certainly help promote it. That's pretty much as easy as it takes to get information out to the downtown area. Next on the item is, thank you. So the Brockton Junior Cadet Program, the Downtown Brockton Association made a donation. Megan, you did a little bit of a flyer. So we have, as you know, the Brockton, Derek Solomon, who has been part of our DBA meetings. He's unable to make it today, but he wanted me just to share, this is how it came about and how we connected on, when Old Colony Planning Council was doing a Bring Your Bike to Work Day, we collaborated with them. And so we made a donation along with Campello Business Association, and I believe Montello will be as well to support this program. And we'll be working with them about how to sustain this for them. But the Junior Cadet Program, as you can see, it's working with the Boys and Girls Club. So these are young folks who are walking by your businesses, past your organization. And so we felt that it was a very worthy cause to make a donation. Again, what does it do for downtown? It makes us be part of a partner with not only the police department, but also the Boys and Girls Club, as well as the city. So just wanted to make you aware of that. The executive committee had met and we had made that decision because it was a timely matter, but wanted just to bring it to your attention. And we'll share this information as well, social media wise. I want to talk about the holiday parade, and here it is, July, and it's maybe 85 degrees out there. And it's hard to believe that we're talking about holiday parade, but it is going to happen, and it's happening. It is the Saturday after Thanksgiving. And my point of bringing this up today is that I cannot stress enough the need to get volunteers. And in order for us to get volunteers, we need to start early. And so please keep an eye out for some communication that will be coming out soon to sign up. Last year with Mayor Sullivan, as well as the Brockton School Department, a whole host of partners. It was pulled off within 6 weeks. Nikki Draves was a big part of it, but for so many of you who are volunteering that day, schlepping tables and losing tents and finding things to do. And our hope is that we become that much more organized moving forward. So with the mayor in the budget, along with the counselors, they supported funding for the DBA for this event. But I really think it's going to be important that we, COVID has not gone away. As being someone who had contracted it back around Memorial Day, it's no joke. And I know that there's things that will always be ebbing and flowing. And certainly the Neighborhood Health Center knows about that as well. So still being healthy and being, best way to say this, just being safe as we can. The planning needs to start. It should have started back in February, but it didn't. And so please sign up. In fact, if you're willing to serve as a volunteer, put your name in the chat, and we'll capture that, and we'll make sure that we'll start sending some news, some information about what activities. That still has to be determined about, what we'll be doing. But again, doing nothing is not an option, and looking to really kind of build that up. So again, thank you to the mayor, and thank you to Councilor Thompson and the other councilors for supporting the DBA in this venture. And, again, look forward to your support on the DBA. Any questions about the holiday parade? No, again, this will be continuing and ongoing. And so if you have an interest in participating, either by, a truck or, Brockton Beer already said that they're very interested in doing what they did last year. And so if we're going to be, to the mayor's point and others who are saying, if we're going to be investing and there's investors coming, it's really important to really react to that. So the next item is not necessarily the last item, and I don't want to ignore the what John Van Gluten had put in. The Brockton Farmers Market had a fantastic opening last Friday. And so we will continue to share the information about that, John, and I know you volunteer your work for that, and really appreciative of your time, but the fresh produce is really important. So if for some reason that we as a DBA forget to promote it, please just send a reminder. We have no staff. Megan is doing this as a favor to me as my staff from Old Colony Planning Council, but there is no staff to do any of this. So just be cognizant that, please don't take offense to it, but just continue to be reminders about when there's activities going on. And I'll have Nancy talk a little bit about, I'm going to first deal right with the business survey. And maybe if John Fay or Rob May would like to talk about this survey. John, I'm going to throw it.
I would let John do that.
Great. John, I know. John, you can do this. We have, how many responses we have so far today?
As far as I have seen, we have 37.
Yeah, that's the problem. It's great. Thank you for all those who did that. Maybe, John, if you could throw the link into the chat as well. That's another way while I'm gonna catch you. I want all of you, and Nancy and Ann who are in here will sit with you after, so you can fill out the survey. But I want all of you to fill that survey out because it's so important to get your input. These meetings give us a chance to verbally talk about it, but it's more importantly, thank you. Is that you, Megan, for showing this?
That is Megan.
Yep, thank you. Again, you can see these questions. I mean, it's really just, it takes less than like 5 minutes to do this. So please make sure that you get a chance to do that.
I can't see.
Why is because it's a business improvement district. This has been talked about at the DBA for a very long time. No, that's not necessarily true. 2 Mondays ago, there was a forum held at the Plouffe Academy. Well, maybe we didn't have 100 people that showed up, but we had 6 to 7 business owners that did show up. And for those that were on, either virtually or in person, really great dialogue. What I've heard from the businesses is that they just want to know what's going on, so they can tell their employees, hey, let's do this after work, or, the perception that Brockton is unsafe, or we really need to be able to capture. And it's just not only business and property owners, they're the ones that will eventually have the business improvement district, but you as an employee, you as an employee of an organization, or that you are a visitor to downtown, your voice is just as important. So please take the time to fill the survey out. It's not closing anytime soon, but we really want to make sure that we're hearing from all the residences and as well as the employees. So where we are, just to kind of go back to the forum, it was incredible what Springfield's doing in Worcester. And that video we have not shared yet, but I will make sure we share the link to, maybe Megan, while you're maneuvering things, we can throw the link to the Brockton Community Access covered the meeting, as well as we recorded it because we wanted people to participate virtually as well. And we can certainly share our YouTube video of that. But the dialogue and what they're doing, Springfield was around their business improvement district for something like around 23 years. Worcester, I forgot how many years it was. They're younger. They're like 3 or 4 years. But basically, what a business improvement district is the business and property owners assessing themselves to do more than what the city can provide by regular taxes. And it can't be done it needs the city council, it needs the mayor's approval, but it's another avenue for resources to come. And again, we're with the downtown area, but this could be established in Campello and Montello as well. But it's got to start somewhere. So we're really looking to, again, it's in a process of assessing to see whether it's viable. But again, that's where the survey really comes into play, because we want to hear about what the needs are. So if we're saying, if you want trash picked up and the city's already doing that, then that's not, that's a need that can be addressed. But if you want to see better lighting, or you want to see outdoor artwork, or you want to see a continuation of the farmers market on an ongoing basis, that's going to take some money, and that's something that we can't always be going to the city. So that's pretty much the concept. We've had the presentation before, but how about any questions about Business Improvement District?
Mary,
Oh, hi, Chris.
hey, how you doing? I wasn't sure the owl was going to pick me up or not, but I guess it did.
Yeah.
Great. So yeah, I thought it was a great session at the school, and I was really pleased with all of the comments that were registered at the end of the evening, which gives us a real good blueprint for priorities going forward. And I think the whole process has been very helpful. I think, as you say, we need to get more people involved in terms of avoiding a surprise vote and that type of thing. So we'll do what we can on our end to do that. Thank you.
Thank you, Chris. Sorry, I didn't see you sneak in past me. I'm in my office, but thank you for attending. I think that part's, and thank you for your support by being on the business improvement. So we're going to continue to do education on this because it's needed, right? So one of the reasons I go back, because we're almost going into August. It's been almost a year that I've been in this interim position, everybody. The interim cannot last. I'm telling you, it's not going to last. And several of you, including, I'm going to look right to Cindy Pendergrass. She's always the first one to volunteer and always the first to help. We really need to have I need more folks to become involved, particularly if you are a private business. We really need to be able to support not just only, this business improvement district. We just need to support each other and what's going on. Thank you, Steve Damish, for saying that to all, but the interim cannot, I simply cannot do this. So, please consider, if you are interested in supporting and being part of the team. There are things that, as I said, almost a year ago, and it hasn't moved the needle because things like the business improvement district comes on the plate, and that's a higher priority, but we need to fix our bylaws. We need to get a membership down. Right now, no one's been charged for memberships because at this point, what are we giving? And outside of my time and the dedication, but Old Colony Planning Council, we're a nonprofit organization. We own this building, and we have 22 employees here, but we really want to make sure that the downtown stays viable, right? We want to be able to, I don't, and I will not be moving. My board won't allow that. But my point is that if there are things going on, and hearing from in a business focus group, it was one of the property owners and business owners that said, I don't know what's going on in the downtown. So they're looking, the business community is looking for a way to communicate with each other, who else's businesses. And that truly is one of the things that would come out of the business improvement district itself. So I know I'm probably teaching, preaching to the choir on this, but it would be really helpful on a whole host of items. I know that Councillor Thompson, you are here, and I don't know if you'd like to say a few words and give some updates.
Hey, thank you, Mary. And good afternoon, or good morning, everyone. Thank you for all being here today. Beautiful summer day, so I'm glad you were all able to make it today. I would say the only thing that's coming before the city council regarding downtown, and it's kind of an example of how the city works with our developers and our businesses in trying to bring the best developments possible into our downtown, is that last year we divided up some land right next to 28 Petronelli Way, those land lots that are there. We subdivided those lots so that we could use them for residential development in that area. Well, working with the current developer who's in an exclusive agreement, potentially even maybe purchased the I-3 property. The property as it was with the the Marvelous Marvin Hagler Drive that was going to cut from Petronelli to Court. We had these plans, but to get the best development possible in that area, we had to shift our plans around. And so the city, we all worked together with the developer to amend the placement of the road, to extend some of the land, allowing for a larger lot size to build a better development. And so that matter is before the city council or the finance committee this Monday, and final approval, city council on the 25th. But I just bring that up to use that as an example of how the city is working with developers to try to produce the best developments in our downtown. And so it's been a pleasure working with the developer and the city to make sure everybody's on the same page, to do the work necessary to move these lot lines and everything like that, working with the state, which allowed us to amend the scope of services for the Marvelous Marvin Hagler Drive. So it's kind of a group effort to amend our plan so that we could build the best development possible in that area. So I just wanted to let everybody know that's coming up before Finance and City Council this month. Outside of that, tangentially, our schools are very important to our residents of downtown if they have children in our school system, and also to bring, let's call it shine to Brockton. So I filed a resolve that is going to be heard this coming Monday, inviting both the mayor's office, superintendent, school committee members, so that we can talk about improving our athletic facilities in Brockton. Specifically, finally pulling the trigger on determining a location for the turf field that we put monies aside for to build. And so we're hoping that at the end of this resolve, that we would have a location and then begin the process of installing a turf field. And so that our middle school students, our high school students, and different even athletic clubs that play in Brockton will have a nice turf field to have their sports on. And so that's what we're working on this month. That's really my update for right now. Again, it's a beautiful summer day. So everybody who's on this call, we appreciate you taking the time to do that. Mary, again, thank you for your efforts. And I hope to see you all soon. Thank you.
Thank you, Counselor. That's a lot. And I would also recommend to members that calendars, agendas of the city events, they're all on the website. You can get agendas, you can get the minutes. You can go back onto YouTube to see recordings. I think the days of, obviously with COVID, it had brought out different ways of communicating, but I think that makes it much more transparent, and it's really appreciated to not only have Mayor Sullivan on, but also Councillor Thompson. And I know that Councillor Tavares had texted to say she may be a little bit late, but a lot of things are happening, and the idea of that, one of the things that in fact is happening is the Midsummer's flyer. And Nancy, I think you're unmuted in that office. Do you want to give a little bit of shout? Thank you very much.
Am I muted or am I?
Nope, you can talk. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to bring family-friendly activities on a summer afternoon. We're going to be at the Salisbury Park. We have a face painter. We have a balloonist. I've got performers, live music. We're going to have some artists. I'm still looking for some vendors and children's activities. I've had a few requests, but I haven't got anything definite on children's activities other than the balloonist and the face painter yet. I'm looking for food vendors also. I've got an ice cream truck so far and a fruit smoothie person. So if anybody's interested in being part of this, I'd be welcome to talk with you. But we're trying to bring stuff to Brockton to get the residents out and about and see the beautiful parks we have. We have so much beautiful parks and buildings in Brockton, and we're just trying to get people to recognize it and to come and see it. So this in August, we're going to be at Salisbury Park, and in October, we'll be at City Hall Plaza with another celebration. So we're trying to bring it, see how it goes.
Thank you, Nancy. First of all, thank you for your efforts. I think those that are on this, whether it's the farmers market or whether it's Black owned Brockton or whatever, there's all of you that are putting on activities, trying to get people to focus in a way. The communication piece is somewhat difficult. So, so thank you first for your efforts. And number two, to support this activity. In transparency, I had asked Nancy, I said, hey, there was a participants flyer and there were some folks from out of town. I said, hey, where are all the Brockton people? And she said she's been trying. So on this call, there is a number of folks and would be great to get in touch with. In fact, if I can do this, I can do this. I'll add Nancy's email. I'll put that into the chat as well. And it's already in. Great, thank you. How about Rob May or anybody has any other updates that they would like to provide?
I do not have an update other to say that, we have been working very hard on the downtown bid study. And I know that the mayor, I did want to mention that the mayor and Councilor Thompson have arranged for the Sycamore Grove project to move forward. And so we're very happy on that.
Great, thank you. I know that NeighborWorks has been holding some business workshops and just want to be able to, I don't know if either Trisha or Cindy or someone wants to give information about that. Have they ended? Are there some coming up?
Is Trisha on the phone? I don't.
I'm on the phone. And
Okay,
you'll excuse me. I babysit on Wednesdays. But we have what's called Building a Better Business. We have classes. We had one class that did that will go for 3 weeks, and then we have another class that we are doing a boot camp on Monday of next week, which it's actually filled. We have 12 people who are going to be participating in that. But our next evening Zoom, Building a Better Business, is in August. But if you check our events page on NeighborWorks Housing Solutions, you can see all of the.
Great.
We are taking Building a Better Business broader than NeighborWorks.
We've lost you a little bit, Trish, but we will. I think you were just saying that you're taking it a little bit broader than just Brockton, but again, go to the NeighborWorks. There we go. Amanda, thank you for putting that in there. The chat in terms of going to the activities, there isn't enough technical assistance, right? And so while there are things during the daytime, thank you very much for bringing that up. Thanks, Megan. But the other piece is really going to be, about getting to those that maybe can't make it during the day, and some nighttime events or morning or online. There's enough needs out there, and we want to be able to be lifting up the businesses. And I know the chamber, in terms of going after some applying for funding and receiving funding and working with small businesses for websites, that's really huge, particularly in this time. But these are the things where sharing the information is going to be really critical for us. And as we build and we look for support for our website and making sure that is filled with information, and we want to make sure the information is consistent. But those are the things. So we have some takeaways, obviously, with the activities that Nancy and Bill Hogan have been working on for the Midsummer event. but there's also taking that survey. If you haven't taken the survey, go back in the chat for those who may not been able to do that. But John Fay put a link in the chat to take the important survey about what is wanted for downtown. And then, and additionally is that if you have activities that you'd like to share, we'll be looking to try to do something of a newsletter. So in advance of this meeting, we can just post all the activities. And again, the other place I would just tell you to go to is the city's website. Under the calendar of events, you are able to post activities there. It's just another way of trying to get information. But I would also recommend that with our very diverse population, we want to make sure that those things, those flyers are in different languages and the ability to have it be translated. So those are just a couple things. Anybody else would like to say any? Ann, go right ahead, Ann.
Okay, just a couple of things. Brockton Community Access, they're open 7 days a week unless it's a holiday. So people can go in there and do PSAs. Generally, they're open from about 10-ish in the morning to 8 at night, Monday through Friday, and then about, I believe it's 10 to 3 or 4 on weekends. But anyway, they have the free podcasting opportunities and the free training, the PSAs, and also, you can find out about using the cameras and programming. But I do encourage anyone that, is trying, to get the word out. And there are individuals that can interpret for you periodically. And that's one thing I wanted to mention too. Buzz Around Brockton is terrific, and they get out to thousands, and that's another free way to promote. And lastly, different activities going on, but on a positive note, we were at the first farmers market of this year. And, despite the holiday week, they had about 100 people come. And afterwards, there was no food vendor on Friday. We made our way down to the new Vietnamese takeout place. And they don't have their seats in there yet, that the furniture hasn't come around. So you can sit out there in your beach chairs out in front of the business. They have no problem with it, and just have yourself a gigantic mango smoothie and all these other, different Vietnamese foods. And the prices are reasonable, the service is incredible, and they want to find out more about Downtown Brockton Association and the farmers market. So I believe that that's the big thing, is going around with either postcards or flyers or what have you. And so I'd be ready to help you with that, Mary.
No, thank you. Those are all great points, Ann, in terms of the new restaurants. And I think there's going to be a Dominican restaurant opening up on Legion Parkway soon. So we need to be able to support and let people know about it, and try to figure out some partnerships. So
exactly, yes.
But this is a place where we can put it on the table to talk about things like that. So
excellent. Yes.
Lori, I know that,
I think I want to say something also.
please go ahead, Vronsky.
Yes. My name is Vronsky, and I'm actually the property owner of 105 Main Street, right next door to Brockton Beer. Obviously, that's become a landmark, so we can talk about it if you want to refer to it. Although I've been sitting here much longer, but I think people might more recognize Brockton Beer. Obviously, it's the newest place. It's nice. I think making Brockton beautiful, it's our duty. It's the duty of all business owners and property owners, and myself as a business owner downtown Brockton for nearly over 20 years, and also owner of 105 Main Street, 105, 111. So it's been over like 3 numbers, but I've been the owner of this building for quite some time, and we actually, if I'm not mistaken, we probably were one of the first what actually approached the city of Brockton back some years ago, as far as like getting apartment downtown Brockton to see if we can bring, the market rate and some sort of like, people with money to come downtown and to invest in businesses and go around. But now today it's surreal, it's a reality. So we actually very happy. Myself personally, I'm happy to see all these businesses, not so much businesses, but obviously new constructions, developers are pulling down downtown Brockton, and things are happening. So I'm happy. I've had a project that was on for quite some time and was in bed, and then now that I see the city is really awake, and then I'm working up myself. So I'm trying to reactivate my project to see if we can bring this building up to date, and be part of this great development. And I'm happy, to support the DBA, especially at
Bronski,
this time.
that could not be a better testimony for the work that's being done, and greatly appreciate your kind words. And we can't rest on our laurels. We have lots more work to do. So, the challenge again is go to the barber shop, go to your Ask Your Barber shop next door to you and just say, ask them to take the survey, literally take that and show them. And for those that are here, if you have fellow employees or your fellow colleagues, and ask them to take the survey. And really is that the communication is going to be important. It's a lot of work, everybody. It just is. And I don't want to overstate that, or understate that, but it's a lot of work. And so, right, my mother being one of 6 kids, my mother would say, many hands make light work. So will continue to do that. And there's some other folks like Joe Madaio. This is all volunteer work, but he serves as our treasurer. And so when I say, hey, I need a check by the end of this week, and and he's got 3 days off, and we try to make it, but he really works in making sure that we are a financially stable organization. And again, what's the difference between the Downtown Brockton Association and the Business Improvement District? At this point, we are the catalyst, and we'll see where that goes. But I think the fact that we continue to have communication is really important. Joe, did you want to say anything?
Yes, I do. Just getting back to the parade, okay? One of the things that we're going to be looking for is we're going to be looking for someone who is actually going to run the committee. So in addition to volunteers, if any of you out there feel as though you are inclined to say, hey, I'd like to run a parade, okay, and put it on your resume, even if there's a couple of you who say, we could probably do that together. We do have a kind of we've been doing this for years, and we do have kind of a skeleton of, the things that we've done in the past. But, if you were inclined to say, hey, I'd like to take a swipe at that, okay, let us know. Okay, so if there are some people out there who are saying, hey, if running a parade is something that I always wanted to do. Okay.
Thank you, Joe.
Let us know, because
Yeah.
Mary did that on her own last year and did it
And
on
she
a
did
very
great.
tight window.
Yeah.
And
I wish that was true, but there were
yeah, I know.
there were people like Felicita, as well as a whole host of
Yeah,
others. who did
there was some other people that helped, and we would make those people available. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to build the team.
Right.
And
John Fay, you're going to be you're going to be leading the cyclists in Brockton, be part of the parade. Just want to make sure.
That's a good idea.
That's what we're trying to do, is we're trying to, Mary says she's the interim director. She's going to be looking for someone to take her place. I am the treasurer. I'm going to be looking for someone to take my place. Okay. As she says, I don't work full time here, and I'm probably going to be working even less time. And so,
Thank you. Thank you.
So, we want to kind of get some people to move up in the ranks. And so that's kind of where we're going.
Thank
Okay.
you, Joe. I appreciate that.
All right.
2 other things that I want to be adding is that for those who don't know, Robert Jenkins from the Brockton Redevelopment Authority is going to be moving on to Mass Development. And
Yes.
Dr. Patricia Jackson is going to be, taking place, I think, Patricia, interim, at least. I'm not sure what the deal in terms of how long. You could be an interim like as long as I'm interim. So how's that? But I would not want this meeting. I would not want this meeting to go without recognizing Robert. I've known him for, oh my goodness,
Yeah.
30 years maybe. And but he had been with the Brockton Redevelopment Authority for about 11, 12 years, 13 years maybe. But just to acknowledge on behalf of the Downtown Brockton Association, either with a hand raise or a clap or just I just appreciate the work that he has done, working closely with the mayor's office and the planning office, and particularly with the Downtown Brockton Association. Many of these successes would not happen without his involvement, number one. Many of the things that I've heard over the years have been from private businesses saying the Rob May and the Robert Jenkins team together, they work in tandem, and it's good to see the city working in tandem with businesses. Those are the things that are going to make the needle be moved, I think, in our community. So with that, I just want to say thank you to Robert, even though he's not on here. But and then there was something else I was going to tell you. This is what happens when, any other shout outs that anybody would like to say? I know, Chris, you have talked about, is Chris still there in the?
No, we had another meeting.
So again, right, I don't want to keep these very long, but if they're, just raise your hand if anybody has any shout outs. So again, the takeaways are going to be, take the bid survey, sign up for the holiday parade, sign up to help out with the DBA. I already have a couple of you already have done that in terms of help assisting and taking over Joe. Support the activities like the farmers market and obviously the Brockton Community Access and things at the library, and also the midsummer event that's being held at the park. Prova, thank you. There's a whole host of things, and Brockton Beer, along with the existing businesses, Joe Angelo and Petros, and also Tamboo, along where the Sycamore Grove is, those businesses have been around for a long time. It's really important that we support them as well. So supporting new is just as important as supporting those businesses that have been here paying taxes for a long time. And we need to find that balance of supporting everybody and welcome everybody. So with that, that's all I've got. So the August meeting is typically, I think I have it set for August 17th. I am looking to potentially do something at nighttime and bring us all together so we can see each other face to face. I've met someone after 3 years of seeing them on Zoom. I met them in person, and they were taller than I expected, and I was shorter than they expected. But I there are some ways, and of course, just again, thank you all. Thank you all from the city departments to the private businesses, to the mayor's office, to the counselors, all of you. I really do appreciate it, and we'll continue to grow. So thank you. Have a great one, and we'll see you soon in August.
That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So far, so fast.